Good evening. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak once again. I want to acknowledge to everyone that clearly from my assistant principal up here speaking, this is very upsetting to all of us. Questioning the values of not just the high school or what we face, but my values as a person and what I stand for. And I wanted to take an opportunity, because I didn't have an opportunity last time, to kind of give you some personal experiences and let you know who I am as a person and what I do stand for, and a little bit of my history. I want to put forward that these are my personal experiences. I'm not trying to put myself in the shoes of any of the parents, any of the community members, or any of the students and say that I'm in their shoes. But these are my shoes, and I want the community to know. I grew up in a town in western Massachusetts, and I grew up in a family, and I was raised as Orthodox Jew. And I used to walk on Saturday. I was observant for Shabbos, and I used to walk on Saturday down to my shul, my temple, and I wore a kippah, and I walked down and with my family. And as we walked back and forth, on occasion, people would drive by and shout anti-Semitic remarks to us, comment on that we wore beanies on our head. This is stuff that I remember from when I was a little kid that stuck with me. When I was older, I spent some time in the Midwest. I went to school in Colorado, spent some time in Minnesota. I remember walking into a school one time, and it was, I'm not going to say where the school was, but it was a school in the Midwest. When I walked in, right there, right when you walk through, were anti-Semitic graffiti. And I saw that, and what hit me even more was the fact that no one had even tried to take it off the wall. It was just sitting there in whatever marker the person had done. And once again, this is from 20 some odd years ago, and I still remember it, and I still remember the feeling I had when I walked into that school, and it wasn't welcoming to me. I come from immigrants. My grandmother lived in Poland and left back in the early 1900s. She was there back when the Russian Tsar was there. She lived in a ghetto. She escaped with her family, my relatives, in the middle of the night to get out of that oppression, and came in through Ellis Island. These are the stories that I heard from her experiences as I was growing up when I was younger. I also have family members that are from Russia, and they were Russian partisans, part of the resistance force during the World War II that fought oppression. Once again, these are stories that I heard from my family members growing up. These are things that shaped me. I also have a very good friend, one of my best friends, who came over from Russia at the age of 7. His parents were refuseniks in Russia, meaning that they wanted to leave Russia and were being denied by the Russian government. They were Russian Jews. In fact, his mom published her memoirs called Against the Kremlin Wall, which is an interesting book to read. But this is my best friend, and I've shared many nights talking to him about oppression that him and his family felt. His brother almost died actually trying to walk into a shul one day and was almost beaten to death. These are stories that I've shared with my friends and my families, and these are my personal experiences. And I want the community members to know that I have experienced these things in my life, but I also want to put out that these are my experiences. And I can't put myself in the shoes of the students that walk into our building. I can't put myself into the feelings that some of our community members. But I wanted to share something personal when I stood up here tonight. I want to put out there that I'm deeply upset and I'm deeply sorry that there are students walking into our high school that feel unsafe. That is not the type of school that I want to run. That is not the type of school that I want to be a part of. And as Ms. Wilson put out there, I am too committed to making the changes necessary to make sure that we do have a school that all our students can walk into and feel safe on a daily basis. I've been in this district for over 10 years. I was a teacher in in Whitebrook. I came up here. I too had many students that were in the school. I still have students that I taught in this school. I have basically dedicated my career to this community and to this public school district because I really believe what this community stands for. I grew up in Western Mass. I've seen this community grow. I've seen what this community has become, and I think it is a great place to be, and it is a great place to teach. It is a great place to be an administrator, and I do want to work with everyone. I want to work with the school committee. I want to work with the parents. I want to work with the students. I want to work with my staff to ensure that we continue to be a great place to learn and grow. I think I've said this before, but I truly do love working here. Certain students I've worked with throughout, I've met with them outside of school after they've graduated and shown their appreciation for what I've done for them throughout their education. And to me, that's one of the biggest rewards of being an educator. Comes down to one of the reasons why I wanted to be an educator, which was not my very first choice as a career, but what I found about myself was I am a lifelong learner. I love to learn. I continue to learn. And I take any opportunity that is presented to continue to learn and grow. I know that my assistant principal, Ms. Wilson, shares this with me. And we're embracing this opportunity as an opportunity to learn, to grow, to become stronger administrators, and to provide what our students need, what our community needs, with the guidance of our superintendent and the school committee. I really look forward to working with Sapphire. I think she's going to do a great job in helping us create a meaningful dialogue with our students. I want to end with the fact that the goal here is that all students, and I want to reiterate that all students' voices are heard, respected, and that our students feel safe. And that is our goal for all our students. And I want to end, and I thank the school committee for letting me speak tonight, but I want to thank our community members too. I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for caring about this community. And I think it's important, and like I said, one of the reasons why I love this community is because it is full of caring people. And if we work together, I think we will overcome this, and we will be stronger for it, as has been said by some of our school committee members. Thank you.